Just out exploring today, and I found the cabin of a pickup truck. You could see they dragged it, and fairly recently. Looks like they just use it for target practice now. Way down below us is the Bonneville Salt Flats, and I'm up in these mountains right now because I'm trying to find some weird building that looks abandoned that I've seen about 4 miles up this mountain peak. I'm really interested because I haven't seen anything like that before. And then second thing today, the second main objective is a old abandoned Department of Transportation. And I decided to start out at Mud Springs, which is this natural spring coming straight out of the mountain. So this is Mud Springs. And look at that water. Yeah. Just 2 giant tubs. It doesn't look like it fills up enough to fill up the second one. I love these mountains around us. It reminds me of the ones you see in Utah. This doesn't really look like Nevada, but we are on the state line, so it makes sense. And this has been Mud Springs. So let's continue onward. This is what I drove all the way up to a mountain peak to check out. I had no idea what it was on Google Maps, but it looks like it's an old cabin. We'll have a look inside. This is tore up though. It's all messed up and vandalized. Pack rat's nest. 5/23, 1997, 97, 2011, 2010. 2018, 2020. This was somebody's camp spot. The old chair. But that's it. And we're at the top of a mountain peak, but all the trees are kind of blocking the view. Combined, going up and down to Mountain Peak is going to be 30 miles, so definitely not worth a trip to see just this cabin, but it filled the curiosity. I was curious what was on here. Now we know, so we'll never have to come back. So this is just a massive Department of Transportation that's all abandoned. There's a house in the back, and then these were all utility buildings, garages. That's really neat. We'll drive around it, but it's all fenced off, which means we can't check it out, but we could drive around, and then we'll head off to the mine, which should be behind those mountains. So it's definitely watched after and still used for some storage, just not anybody living here or anything like that. It looks completely empty. Everything's just been gutted. Those garages don't have anything in them. And then behind the garages, these were the houses. So there were duplex houses, which is really neat. And they've all just been vandalized, it looks like. So people have come out and vandalized them. So there's 2 duplexes for a total of 4 houses. Actually, there's a third one. I missed that. There's 3 of them. There's one behind. We'll see that going up. But yeah, so unfortunately they've been vandalized. All of this glass is broken up, but still freaking cool looking right behind these garages. I don't know anything about this place, why they abandoned the Department of Transportation, but there's even a clothing line right there, and then there's this pad which was for a RV hookup. I see the water and electrical for that. So on top of the 6 houses, or 3 duplexes, you know, 6 places for people to live, they would have had that. So I assume maybe 5 or 6 full-time workers, and that was that. But that had to be a pretty decent situation, just living way out in Nevada with free rent and not having to worry about too much, just maintaining the roads. This is known as Ferguson Springs. It's a huge pond, especially for Nevada, but it has a turquoise green color. So there's a couple structures. This is the first one where it's all gone, but this was a ranch line shack. There's also this building, and going in, just a small cabin. Okay, that's it. It's interesting. Now I'll show you something kind of weird on this side. Who put this up? What the heck? Now this is a giant mess. I don't know. It's underground. It's not a mine, but I think it was a cold storage room. So an underground storage room for whatever they needed. But that's it. This is all for Ferguson Springs. We'll keep going up. I got the Suzuki parked in this washout, and now we're gonna hike into the Dead Cedar mine. It's right up ahead, so about 10 minutes. The ore bin is wrecked. We'll have a look at it at the way down, but on top of it is a workshop and then the incline shaft. Oh, it's sketchy, but that's it. Nothing much. I like the view though. It is phenomenal. And look at all this waste rock. Quite a bit of waste rock on both sides. You could see Lee's jumping the gun. We'll have to catch up to him. Huge boiler. And then, oh, what's this? I wonder if it's a dynamite storage or a mine shaft. It's closed off. It's a mine shaft. So that's a hole someone dug to get into this mine, but I didn't bring my safety equipment and my flashlights because I didn't think there'd be an open mine. So I left it, and I don't want to hike back down, so we're gonna skip this one. And then leaving the mine, you're directly at the workshop, which doesn't really have much remaining in it. Yeah, that's it. Up above us, there's the faint remains of an ore chute and then a small waste rock pile. Even Lee's exhausted from this exploration. He went over the ore bin to get some shade. Three spots, and I'm gonna call that a wrap. I'm hiking back to the Suzuki now, and we're gonna get going. I do appreciate you staying tuned to the end. Another great exploration in Nevada.